What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking on to another video. Welcome back. It's so good to see you. Today we're going to talk about nutrition, but before we get into that, I just want to let you know that you can catch me at twitch.tv/CaptainSpacebeard if you ever have any specific questions, or if you're more of a text-based person, you can join our Discord channel. Links for all that stuff will be in the description. We'd love to have you come hang out. Anyway, on to the video. Like I said, we're talking about nutrition, one of our first nutrition videos on this channel. Today, we're going to talk about the magical, the mystical world of calories. Woo! Okay, that's enough of that. Now that I've sufficiently creeped you guys out, today we're going to discuss how we get to a calorie deficit or surplus. All right, stop me if you've heard this one before. Hey, I'm trying to lose weight. Okay, what's your calorie deficit? Or, hey, I'm trying to gain weight. Oh, cool. What's your calorie surplus? These are great questions. Totally cool, but we're missing a step. We got to take it one step back, baby. First and foremost, we got to find out what maintenance calories are. We got to find out how many calories you're eating to maintain a specific weight. And then, and only then, once we have that number, can we subtract or add calories to get where you want to go, okay? I don't see a lot of people talking about this. Obviously, you can do your research and figure it out, but there are two factors that really play in to how many calories your body needs to survive on a given day. So we're going to discuss those two right now. Alrighty, BMR stands for basal metabolic rate. Metabolism, obviously, is the burning of energy, how we exist in this wonderful earth that we live on. Your basal metabolic rate can be thought of as your resting calorie burn or expenditure. I like to think of it as if you're in a coma, if you're cryogenically frozen, how many calories would it take for your body to continue to survive? Digestion, breathing, all that fun living stuff. That is what makes up your basal metabolic rate. And your basal metabolic rate accounts for 60 to 70% of your calories depending on the individual. That's a pretty hefty amount. So it's very important that we understand what our approximate BMR will be. So how do we determine our BMR? Well, we're not going to dive into your body Miss Frizzle style. We're not going to get in a bus and go down your esophagus and see exactly how many calories it takes. That would be pretty cool, but we can't do that yet. Maybe in a couple years. So, wonderful, beautiful scientists have come up with an incredible formula for us. It is called the Harris-Benedict formula. I will put it up on the screen right here. That's a lot of numbers, dude. Okay, maybe I'm not that good at math. So, another thing you can do, we live in the age of technology. Get on Google. BMR calculator, and you're good to go. Anyway, the Harris-Benedict formula shows us what our approximate BMR would be. Now, once we get that taken care of, we understand that that is 60 to 70% of our calories based on just living regular life. But there's another important factor because we aren't in a coma. We aren't cryogenically frozen. We move around. Hopefully we move around a pretty decent amount. We have to get to work. We got to walk to the car. We got to walk up the stairs. Play with your kids, play with your dog. I don't know your life, but I'm sure that you do a lot of stuff. And that is what brings us to our second point, our total daily energy expenditure. Let's move on. So your TDEE, or your total daily energy expenditure, is your BMR, which we just found out thanks to Harris-Benedict formula. Thanks, guys, wherever you are. Hope you're thriving. Plus everything else. Movement, like I talked about. Walking to the car, walking the dog, getting home from school, playing sports, whatever else it could be. Jumping jacks, your time in the gym. I don't know. We could go on forever, but it's the rest of it. So how do we figure that out? Well, again, we're working in approximations because we don't exactly know all of these things. But a very handy tool that you can use is taking your BMR and multiplying it by a factor depending on your activity level. So I have found that there's a lot of different numbers on the internet, but a good base is right here, and I'll put them up on the screen. If you are lightly active, meaning you're exercising 1 to 3 times a week, you can multiply your BMR by 1.375. If you are moderately active, you can multiply your BMR by 1.55. Moderately active means exercising 3 to 5 times a week. If you're very active, you can multiply it by 1.725. That's exercising 6 to 7 times a week. That is usually where I fall. And you can multiply by 1.9, holy moly, if you are extremely active, meaning you're exercising 6 to 7 times a week. and also you have a very strenuous job, construction worker, you're on your feet a lot, you're getting upwards of 15 to 17,000 steps a day, nurses, people that are always on their feet moving around, that might push you into the extremely active category. Now, these are all estimates. As always, we have to be honest with ourselves. Are you really very active? Are you sure? Come on, you can be honest. This is a safe space. Would you probably fall more into the moderately active category? You have to be honest with yourself because these numbers are super important. And if we don't have the proper maintenance calorie level, we can't get into a good deficit or good surplus to get you where you want to be, okay? So be honest with yourself. Get on the computer, Google TDEE calculator so that it'll take your BMR and an approximate daily expenditure, put those numbers together, and voila, we've reached maintenance calories. Before we get to how to calculate your deficit or surplus, I just want to touch on the thermic effect of food, because as we eat, obviously that ups our calories. The digestion of that food creates energy. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Thank you very much, Newton. So that food has to be broken down somehow. That adds to some calories. However, it is 5 to 10% of our daily calorie expenditure, and it's not incredibly helpful for us to factor that into these numbers. Just wanted to touch on it so you know that's where some extra calories are coming from. So, congratulations. We now have our maintenance calories. If you want to double check that these are really your maintenance calories, a quick way to do that is to take a week or 2 weeks, eat at that number of calories, whatever the computer gave you, eat at that number of calories and see if your weight remains the same. Obviously, fluctuations of 1 to 2 pounds based on water weight, based on hormones, totally normal. But if you're gaining 5 pounds or if you're losing 5 pounds, maybe those numbers weren't incredibly accurate. So that is a good way to test. But if you want to trust the computer, as we all should, they're coming for our jobs anyway, we might as well trust them. We can start determining what our deficit or surplus is going to be. All right, we have our maintenance calories, we've done our testing, we are ready to determine what our deficit or surplus is going to be. Now, 1 pound of mass in your body, be it fat mass or some lean tissues in there as well. Obviously, we can't just lose fat. That would be great, but some muscle is going to be involved in weight loss as well. That's for another video. Just wanted to touch on it. 3,500 calories in 1 pound of mass. So if we're trying to lose 1 pound of mass per week, we want to be at a weekly deficit of 3,500 calories. Okay, quick example. I'm going to throw some numbers at you. If your daily calorie expenditure is 2,000, that's your maintenance calories, and you want to be losing a pound of fat per week, which is a pretty decent clip, you would need to get your weekly calories, which at 2,000 calories per day, weekly calories times 7, good math, we would be at 14,000 calories a day. Our weekly calories need to be at 10,500, meaning we subtract 500 from our daily calories. 2,000 minus 500 is 1,500. Got it. I'm a big smart boy. So depending on what your maintenance calories are, you can do some calculations for yourself. And if you're trying to gain weight, hey, guess what? Just add them instead of subtraction. Thank you so much, first grade math. We've figured it out. So we now have a basic understanding of calories, surplus and deficits, and what our maintenance calories are. Now, go forth with this knowledge, folks. Utilize it to the best of your ability. Obviously, there are a ton of other factors to diet and weight loss. We didn't touch on macronutrients. We didn't touch on micronutrients, meal timing, anything like that. I want to keep it simple. Calories in versus calories out is a good place to start. And as you get comfortable with those numbers, understanding what your deficit or surplus is, then we start to begin to discuss macronutrients, meal timing, micronutrients, all the other fun stuff. I hope you found this video enjoyable and informative. Go forth with this knowledge and reach your goals. If you want to come see me live, twitch.tv/CaptainSpaceBeard. If you want to talk in the Discord channel, we'd love to have you. Any questions? We've got a nutrition channel. We've got a training channel. We'd love to see you. The link for that will be in the description. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Attack this week in the gym. Make sure your nutrition's on point. Get strong. Stay strong. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.